Ares model.
Well, Victor, thanks so much for showing us a little bit of NASA's history and showing us how important it is to NASA's future as well.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Dan Irwin in the SERVIR Lab at the National Space Science and Technology Center. And Dan, tell me exactly what SERVIR stands for.
SERVIR stands for Regional Monitoring and Visualization System. In Spanish, it's a Spanish word also that means to serve. And what we basically do here is we tap into the constellation of NASA satellites and bring together information for environmental management and disaster response for the 7 countries of Central America. What you're actually standing in is a development and rapid prototyping facility where we look at all the different NASA research that's occurring, bring it together here, test it out, and then what works for, say, oceans or forest deforestation, for harmful algae blooms that are occurring in the oceans, we look at these technologies and then we actually transport them and transfer them to an operational facility in the country of Panama.
So this is a unique facility, and all of these countries really tap into NASA's resources, right?
Precisely. Actually, it's a two-way street. What we're doing is providing the eyes in the sky where we can monitor what's going on daily, weekly, monthly, and annually to see what's going on with their forests and their environment. If there's a disaster that occurs, we can provide near real-time information about that disaster and then send it down to these Central American countries, and in exchange, they're collecting information in the field of what's going on, and we bring those 2 data sets together and we use it for the best environmental management system perhaps in the world.
Tell me about the future of this facility.
Well, again, this is a rapid prototyping and development facility. What we have done is created a model, and it's functioning in Central America. There is a global effort going on called GEOS, the Global Earth Observation System of Systems, and that's basically an effort of over 70 countries to create this 21st century observation system around the globe. What SERVIR is, in fact, it's been recognized as a template for expansion to other locations around the globe, such as Africa and South America, and currently we're expanding to the Caribbean and specifically the Dominican Republic.
Well, a lot of ground to cover there, but it's not just about weather either. It's about archaeology. You actually have an archaeologist on staff here, right?
Sure. In fact, the principal investigator of SERVIR is Tom Seaver, who's NASA's only archaeologist.
All right, I think Bill is with him now.
We're here in Tom Seaver's office, which is right around the corner from the SERVIR Labs, and as you mentioned, he is the principal investigator for SERVIR. You've been here from the beginning, so tell us how SERVIR got started.
It started in 1987 when NASA and the National Geographic Society did an archaeological salvage project along the Usumacinta River, which is the river that borders Mexico and Guatemala.
Well, you're showing us now a photo of an area that's very dramatic. You can see this deforested area, and then where the rainforest seems to pick back up again. What are we looking at here?
We're looking at a political border from space. We can see the Guatemala forest that is still intact, and we can see the deforested, tilled landscape of Mexico. So what happened here is that this archaeological project immediately changed to an environmental project because from space you could see this tilled landscape in contrast to the perfect forest of Guatemala. And this caused the presidents of Mexico and Guatemala to end 150 years of tension along their border, which led to the other ministers and presidents of Central America uniting to work together for the preservation and monitoring of their region.
So Dan tends to focus on the weather changes in Central America and how they affect the area. You focus on what mankind has done to the area, not just now, but also in the ancient world. Tell us a little bit about your mine project.
Well, this area of Guatemala was the center of the Maya Empire, which had one of the greatest population densities in human history, equivalent to the most densely populated areas of China and Java today. Around 800 AD, something dramatic happened, and we don't know what. There have been over 100 explanations, but we do know that the Maya disappeared from this region.
And from space, you're able to track, though, where some of these lost cities are now.
Right. This area is not conducive for traditional archaeology where you cut straight lines and do transects. It's dense, thick undergrowth and overgrowth. And what we have found in the satellite imagery, a vegetation signature, which is showing us the location, the position, the diameter, the circumference of all the Maya sites beneath this pristine tropical forest.
So just from the difference of the vegetation that's, I guess, grown over some of the buildings, you're able to see where it is.
Right. This is what it looks like today as we would see it, but this is not what the Maya would have seen. In their constructions, they would have had to burn 20 trees just to make a square meter of plaster for their buildings and temples and roadways and plazas. This is a lot of deforestation that took place. They would have seen a tilled landscape and would have seen agricultural fields one after the other. And from the city tops, they would have seen the next city and so forth. They would not have seen what we think today is a pristine environment.
But over time, all this vegetation has grown back over all of those cities.
Right, and what's fascinating is 1,200 years later, we can still see the effects of humans in a landscape. Not only can we see the cities, but we can also see the Maya roadways that connect the cities. We can see the water storage areas, the canals that let us understand better how they were practicing agriculture to sustain this dense population. What's amazing about this, I think, is that the Maya disappear from this region. We can look back 1,200 years and see how they went about destroying their landscape and changing their climate. If they had had the ability of SERVIR, the access to GIS technology, to satellites, they could have seen what they were doing and prevented the destruction that took place here.
That's some amazing research, Tom, and thank you so much for showing us SERVIR today.
Bill, I didn't even know NASA had an archaeologist.
That's right, and he'll be heading back to Central America and going to places around the world in the future. And as far as the wind tunnel is concerned, they make some amazing discoveries, and that's been around a long time, even longer than you.
Thank you. Find out where we turn up next as we focus on Marshall.